Have you ever noticed you feel exhausted, even on days when you didn't really do anything hard? What if I told you modern life is quietly training your brain to be weaker, and you've started calling it normal? You're not lazy, you're overloaded. And the habits draining your strength are so common, you probably repeat them every single day. If you don't recognize them soon, you may keep living at half your real potential without even realizing it. Today, we're breaking down 7 modern habits that slowly drain your mental strength. Not through one dramatic mistake, but through small daily behaviors that feel harmless. And once you see them clearly, you won't be able to unsee them. Habit number 1, chronic information overload. Picture the first 10 minutes of your morning. Your alarm goes off, your hand reaches for your phone, almost automatically. Before your feet even touch the ground, your brain is flooded. Messages, news alerts, clips, emails, other people's opinions. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between important and just interesting. Every notification triggers a silent question. Is this urgent? Does this affect me? Should I respond? That background scanning drains mental energy before your day even begins. It feels productive, it feels informed, but in reality, you're burning attention on things that don't move your life forward. You know a little about everything, but feel deeply connected to nothing. That's not weakness, it's cognitive overload. And this is only the surface problem. What it does to your brain over time is far more subtle and far more damaging. Habit number 2, excessive screen time and a rising stimulation baseline. Now imagine sitting down to read a book, or write something meaningful, or think quietly about a problem. Why does it suddenly feel uncomfortable? It's not a discipline issue. Your brain has been trained to expect stimulation every few seconds. Fast cuts, bright visuals, endless novelty, infinite scrolling. Each swipe delivers a small burst of dopamine, and slowly, your brain recalibrates. This becomes the new normal. So when you face something slow, something meaningful, something that doesn't instantly reward you, it feels boring. But boredom used to be fertile ground for creativity. Now it feels like pain. The more you condition your brain for speed, the weaker your tolerance becomes for depth. And depth is where strength lives. But overstimulation doesn't just change what you enjoy, it changes what you can tolerate. And that leads to the next trap. The third habit is the illusion of multitasking. You're watching a video while replying to messages, checking emails while half listening to someone talk. 10 tabs open, 3 conversations active. It feels efficient, but your brain isn't multitasking, it's switching. And every switch leaves residue, a fragment of attention stuck on the previous task. By the end of the day, your mind feels cluttered, heavy, fragmented. You start something meaningful and feel tired within minutes, not because you're incapable, but because your attention has been stretched thin all day. Focus is like a muscle, and constant switching is how it slowly weakens. But here's what makes this worse. Your body may be silently amplifying the damage. The fourth habit, physical stagnation. Modern life lets you live almost entirely through a screen. You sit for hours, shoulders rounded, breathing shallow. Your body enters low power mode, and your brain follows. Movement isn't just about fitness. It regulates mood, improves blood flow, sharpens thinking, stabilizes emotion. When you remove movement from your day, you remove one of your brain's natural reset systems. So you reach for caffeine or scrolling or sugar. But what your brain really needed was motion. And when movement disappears, something else quietly begins to erode. The fifth habit is sleep debt as a lifestyle. You tell yourself you'll sleep properly later, after this project, after this week, after this phase. But sleep is not optional maintenance, it's neurological repair. It's when your brain clears waste, processes emotions, and strengthens memory. When sleep becomes inconsistent, your clarity drops, your patience shrinks, your resilience weakens. You begin living at 70%, and because it happens gradually, you forget what 100% ever felt like. But even if you fixed your sleep tonight, there's another daily habit still draining your system. The sixth habit: poor fuel, fragile energy. Stress hits. You reach for sugar or processed food. It feels like relief, but it's a spike followed by a crash. And that crash doesn't just affect your body, it hits your mood, your focus, your emotional control. Low energy leads to poor choices. Poor choices lead to lower energy, and the cycle continues. But the most overlooked drain isn't physical at all. It's emotional. The seventh habit is emotional avoidance. This one is subtle. Instead of processing discomfort, you distract yourself. Instead of feeling sadness, you scroll. Instead of sitting with anxiety, you consume. Unprocessed emotions don't disappear, they accumulate. Eventually, your system protects itself by dulling everything. Not just pain, but joy too. And that's what numbness really is, not emptiness, overload. And when all of this compounds together, you don't just lose focus, you lose your sense of strength. Here's the truth. None of these habits seem dramatic on their own, but together they train your brain to operate in survival mode instead of strength mode. You weren't born weak, you were conditioned. Conditioned into distraction, into exhaustion, into emotional shutdown. And the way out isn't extreme, it's small acts of reclaiming your attention. 10 minutes in the morning without your phone, one task at a time, a short walk, an earlier night, an honest conversation with yourself. Your mind adapted to chaos. It can adapt back to clarity. The question isn't whether change is possible. The real question is, are you ready to live at full capacity again? If you want to keep rewiring your mind, subscribe to the Better Days Effect. I make videos that break down your habits, your focus, and your psychology so you can actually change, not just get inspired for 5 minutes. Hit subscribe, join the Better Days Effect, and let's build a life you don't want to escape from.